What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today, man, dang, so close, almost, man, almost. Jaden and the offense tried their best to keep us in the game. The defense, man, they had too many holes in the defense today. We didn't hear Frankie Louvu's name at all. I don't know what was going on, but I wasn't even certain if Frankie Louvu was on the field at all. But I mean, man, even though the game stayed close and the defense seemed to have was for it at the beginning of the game, but as the game went on and the Ravens made their adjustments, they took us apart. They really took us apart, man. And God. Jaden, again, did a pretty good job trying his best to keep us in. There was some key drops in the game that would have really did us favors in this game. Ozzy had 2 drops. Terry had a big drop. Noah Brown had a drop. So there were some drops that was in this game that would have really changed, I think, the outcome of the game a little bit more, would have done a better job. The offensive line played well up until towards the end of the game. Andrew Wiley started making mistakes. There were a couple penalties that went against us. So, again, man, that was close. It was a very good game. Very, very good game. Congratulations to Baltimore. They did a fantastic job keeping us in check. I mean, you're talking about Zay Flowers, 132 yards on 9 receptions. Derrick Henry, 132 yards and I think it was 2 touchdowns. So, and Lamar Jackson, I mean, he had 3-something passing. He had a touchdown. He also had a pick, but still, oh man, that was a good game. And I'm not upset because it's a game that in the past Washington would have gotten blown out. It would have been one of those games where Derrick Henry would have probably had 250 on us, or he would have broke whatever the league record would have been in rushing. The fact that didn't happen on this team is pretty good. But again, still not to what you want it to be, the standard you want to set. We still got some ways to go. And there are things that Adam Peters needs to do. Adam Peters needs to get on the phone. Adam Peters needs to get the list. The scouting department needs to do their job, because we need us a lockdown corner. We need somebody that's going to lock these receivers down, because at the end of the day, say what you want, Benjamin St-Juste, he just doesn't get the job done. And I understand that, it can come off as nitpicky, but it's not. St-Juste is not getting it done. And it's tough when you see him constantly burned game after game on a play or this play and that play. Like we saw it from the very first game of the season in Tampa Bay. He got a touchdown caught on him. And it just seems like every time we turn around, St-Juste has a tough time keeping up with the offensive player, and should it be a receiver or whatever. And he's just not the answer. So at this point now, Adam Peters needs to get on the phone. We need a safety that can actually do some stuff back there and doesn't get caught out of place. There were a lot of times where Lamar Jackson threw like some little lofty balls up there that if you're talking about a very solid middle safety, they probably would have took some of those balls away, some of those little air balls that Lamar was throwing up there, little touch passes he was throwing. a really good safety would have took those out of the air and ran on about their business. Surprised that we didn't see DeForest Defoe out there. I'm surprised Derek Force wasn't out there, but I'm not certain if that's an injury, if he's just not, if he's just inactive or whatever it is. But Percy Butler and Quan Martin didn't look like they were up to the task. It was one of those that, once Baltimore made their adjustments, it seemed like Washington didn't adjust as well. But we definitely 100% need a lockdown corner and a mid safety that can get the ball out of the air. Because, there were times where the defensive line was doing their job. They were really doing their job, and then the secondary just didn't come through. Benjamin St-Juste, he gave up a lot of yardage in this game. It's rare to see one player give up, but Benjamin St-Juste gave up a lot of yardage in this game. And, it was demoralizing to see St-Juste sit up there and, be picked on like that. And, even with that, it's like, get your hands on him. Get your hands on Zay Flowers. Jam him at the line. Force him into a situation where he can't get open or something, especially when you're the bigger corner. When you're the bigger corner, press him at the line and push him or something. For some reason, our corners were playing so far off of the wide receivers. But again, I think that's just the fact that Joe Witt doesn't have his lockdown corner or corners to really do the job. So, man, that was a tough one, y'all. That was a very tough one. Washington goes down 30-23 to the Baltimore Ravens. Only by a score. And like I said, Jaden Daniels, he was out there to play. He was trying his best to match touchdown for touchdown. Like I said, there were some balls that were dropped. Like I said, OZ had 2 drops. 2 key drops at that. They were very key drops. Terry McLaurin, who we normally don't see drop the ball, he had a drop. And Noah Brown had a drop. So, again, man, Terry had a game. Terry had a game. I think he had 6 receptions, 54 yards, and 2 scores. So, we did miss the running game. We really did miss Brian Robinson being in the lineup. I don't know how much he would have really impacted the game, but maybe he would have been more of a factor in the game if he was available, but he wasn't. So, again, great game. Adam Peters needs to get on the phone. He just has to. He has to go find us a lockdown corner. He has to go find us a mid safety. He has to find us something that is going to stop this secondary from being abused so often, because in the next game that the Carolina Panthers are watching the Baltimore Ravens game. They don't have a running back like Derrick Henry or a quarterback similar to Lamar Jackson, but at the same time, we don't want our secondary being such a problem. I know I did hear a report in which the talk was, could Washington get J.C. Horn out of Carolina? I don't know if J.C. Horn is the lockdown guy that you want. I'm not certain he's actually a guy that can really lock it down like you really want him to. Maybe he could. I don't know. But we need a guy. We need a corner that can really get the job done, because this isn't working. St-Juste is not working. It's not working with him. He can't keep up. He just can't keep up. And again, he can't keep up. He's not aggressive enough at the line. He's not. He doesn't seem, for him to be going up against a guy that is smaller than him. You would have thought that somebody St-Juste's size would have tried to bully him a little bit. Try to, get your hands on him, play tough on him and things like that. He didn't do that. So, oh man, that even though it's a loss, it's a win because we didn't get blown out. It wasn't a bad one. I mean, we was within the score to actually come back and win this game, or even tie the game and try to win it in overtime. It was good. It was good that we saw this. I mean, Jayden Daniels is just phenomenal, man. I mean, this guy does stuff that's just out of this world. Now, I did know about him running to his right and not throwing the ball. It just became more apparent in this game than in previous games because he did throw to the right before, but he doesn't do it often. But he has to start getting comfortable with rolling to the right and throwing right. You know, he has to find a way to start getting comfortable like that. Or no, it's running to his left. So it's running to his left. He has to start getting comfortable throwing when he's going to the left. So, oh, man. I tell you. Great game. Still, Washington still has a winning record. They got the Carolina Panthers next. Then they got the Chicago Bears, who's all of a sudden woken up. Caleb had 4 touchdowns in the game over in London. And then you got the Giants, who seem to have slightly woken up as well. So, again, we'll see what happens. Washington is 4-2 on the season. Lost to the Baltimore Ravens 30-23 in a game where we saw the big three of Baltimore in Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, and Lamar Jackson will their team to a win. And we now see what happens next, because I do feel that Adam Peters needs to get on the phone and find us a corner that can shut stuff down and get us a safety that can actually cover the middle. So if those floater balls that quarterbacks feel that they can throw, that the safety we find takes it out of the air and goes for a touchdown. Very, very, like I said, very sad, but very good that the fact that this was a game that normally they would be blown out. They fought hard, and they did a good job. So, again, not mad, but dang, almost doesn't count. Almost, man. Almost. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How did y'all feel about this game? Did y'all feel that this was a game that, could have gone any way if we had a corner that could really step up and a safety that could really step up? And not only that, did the defense fail us? Did the secondary fail the rest of the defense, who were actually playing as well as they could, but they can't? The defensive line can't defend passes as well. So, y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this game? How do y'all still feel about the season? I do still feel that they're on the march to actually win maybe 10 games, but it's not going to be easy for them. And until this secondary and this defense gets shored up a little bit more, then we'll see what really happens. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Also, hit the Cash App. Look out for me, support the channel. These thumbnails ain't cheap. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune, and it's been a Frustrated Fan Sports Show.